needed, but introductions are always great.
Always welcome. Thank you. I'm not sure if we're live on King Capital. We might be. If not, it's all good. It's been a while, Dan. It's been a while. Markets have been popping off quite a bit. We haven't had a chance to catch up and sort of see what the markets are saying. We see influencers dropping videos like 30x picks, 100x picks. You're gonna see a lot of these coming out with crypto waking up a bit here. So I'm excited to get into this one.
Awesome. Yeah. So I just refreshed my stream. It looks like we are live, and we have some people starting to come in. So welcome. Let us know if everything sounds good to you guys, and we're gonna dig into some of these coins. Now, as you mentioned, a lot of YouTubers are making the content. Top coins make you rich. 10x, 20x, 100x. You're gonna be a millionaire at the end of this cycle if you can navigate it well. So we want to go through that and share our experiences. So let's dive in. I think the first one is pretty interesting. Elio Trades. Now, before we jump in, I actually have an interesting story. It's not a positive story about him, but it's an interesting story about this guy, Elio Trades. Let me just line this up so you can see it really well when I go side screen. Now, I kind of indirectly met him in Singapore. So Weeks was doing like this onboarding for KOLs. It was at this cafe, and I was talking to someone, and then this young guy at a table next to me was like, "Hey man, let me see your phone." I was like, "Why?" It's like, I'm gonna show you something real quick. I was like, I don't know why. I trusted him. I was like, here's my phone. And then he brings up YouTube, and then he brings up Elio Trades' YouTube channel. And then he's like, that's the guy. And then at the other side of the table that he's sitting with, it's Elio from Elio Trades. And I'm like, okay. And then it's like, yeah, it's him. It's like, we do not have the same excitement level about this, man.
He thought you were gonna start fanboying and be like, oh my gosh, it's Elio Trades. Dan was like, does he not know I'm full value, Dan?
Yeah, he did not know I was full value, Dan. And I don't follow Elio Trade, so I didn't know who he was either. Right. And, that guy's excitement was like up here. Then it came down to here.
Oh,
and I was
gosh,
like, oh, yeah, come on. What kind of expectation? Like, he's really set himself up that, like, oh, everyone knows my boy here. And I got to shout my boy out right now.
That's funny. That's hilarious. You're seasoned in the game, so you're past that level of fanboy or excitement. I'm sure you've met tons of people in the game. You've met founders. You've interviewed all sorts of people, so you don't get that same jitter as maybe that KOL was like a first year, right? Or maybe he was like a first year, second year KOL, or one of his first conferences. So that's interesting.
Maybe. I don't know. Do you get some of that when you go to the conferences and you see like, oh, this guy is he's really big. I gotta go meet this guy. Or actually you do that sometimes. But like, you fanboyed. You got super excited.
Only one time I have fanboyed, I will say, is when I met Michael Saylor. But I mean, that's Michael Saylor, right?
He's pretty big. He's up there.
He's up there. He's up there, right? You hold some of the most Bitcoin in the entire world. Very friendly guy. I met him at my very first conference, and it was my first time at a crypto event, which was Bitcoin Miami. So that was cool, and that was a fanboy moment. I ran into other KOLs, and it was cool, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's Michael Jackson type of vibe.
Yeah. Okay. So you met Michael Saylor. You talked to him a little bit. I've seen some videos of him behind the scenes and some other stuff. How much tism? How much tism is there? Like, I just wanna there's nothing against it, but how much tism did you see?
Hold on. Break that down for me a little bit. The tism is kind of going in my head. In what way?
Because like we saw the Dennis Rodman. Was it Dennis? It wasn't Dennis Rodman. It was
my Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen, yes, also on the Bulls. The Scottie Pippen, I knew Satoshi. And you could see the tism in there. I was like, oh,
yeah, no, that was hilarious. No, when I met him, incredibly friendly guy. He embraced me, real cool, and he was just really easy to talk to. Didn't give you that little bro sort of treatment or anything like that. Real easy to talk to. Took the time. And we got a picture at the end, and great experience. Great, seems like a really great guy. Can't lie. So,
okay,
that was neutral.
So let's dive into it. We got Elio Trades. We got his top 30 altcoins that will 30x by 2026. Now, already red flags are up for me. Is it reversed on your screen, Josh, just to be sure that
It
I'm
is.
seeing this all right? It is
It's
reversed. All
mirrored.
right, let me reverse my screen in OBS just so we don't have that issue. And yeah, there's a few red
Off
flags
the
that I'm sure you have immediately, right?
off the rip, yes, off the rip,
Mm-hmm.
off the rip. I would say those are some big claims, and then when you throw a date behind it as well, those are some some big claims. Take it with a grain of salt for sure. But I'm excited to dissect some of these projects. I'm not sure if some of these projects paid to be on there. I'm not making any claims or accusations, but we'll see the projects. We'll break them down.
Yeah. So let's just say that the KOL playbook. You're going to say top 30 altcoins that is going to 30x by 2026. And that's a lot of coins. You know, he's definitely not investing in 30 different coins. And I don't think he believes in all 30, if anything. And, you know, when you do this, you want to promote something. Maybe you want to promote something that you're not disclosing. And maybe it's a couple different coins all at once. So that's like a sneaky way some people do it. Because who's going to make like a detailed video about 30 coins? And in this video, it's actually 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes, 30 coins, 30 seconds each without a lot of context. So, you know, the red flags should absolutely be up if you are a crypto investor. And, you know, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Like, all right, he mentioned this. Why would this be interesting? How do you make money? What is your exit point?
100%. And I like what you just said there, the KOL playbook. There's a bunch of different ways to incorporate that. You know, you can just slide in one of those sponsored projects, you know, without anyone really knowing, just kind of in the list as well. And then you pretty much fulfill your obligation or your deliverable for that project with that. I'm not saying that that's what's going on here, or some of it could be his own projects. We know that he's a founder and a builder. He's put out a few crypto projects, one of them being Superverse, massive project. Can't take anything away from that. Yeah, he's the one who made Super, and yeah, they killed it. I mean, he made like generational wealth off of Super, and so did some of the early investors and things like that. So Superverse, big GameFi blockchain project, and they're really focused on the community stuff. So one thing I will say is that Elio is definitely seasoned in the game from an investing standpoint. From, of course, a content standpoint, he's built a huge audience over like the last couple cycles, and also from the building standpoint, he's created started with his NFT project, I believe. I can't remember what they were called, but he had like an NFT project that developed into a whole game, and then from there he made a separate project, Superverse. I believe they raised quite a lot of capital and did some numbers there. So that's just some context. You know, Elio is definitely seasoned, but he's still a KOL, and let's see what he picks.
That was some great background information, great like color commentary that just built up to like what we were going through. That was fantastic. And we got Coinsider in the chat. What's up, Kevin? I don't know if you want to hop in this one. You're welcome to it.
Kevin, hop in, man.
We can talk some smack. We want Kevin Unfiltered. Kevin Unfiltered. Let's go talk some smack.
I wonder if the retail token's in that list. Let's see. I'm gonna have to
maybe he made it to the top 30.
Yeah,
but jumping in here, I was like, I always love looking at the comments before I watch a video, just so I can get like a sense like, what can I expect? It's a little preview. And then video starts at 9:22. You're welcome. 9 minutes of 22 seconds of build up. And, you know, honestly, Jesus, dude, you know, and the commenter is a legend. Save them a lot of time. And we can see in the video that, you know, I'm going to mute it. It's a lot of buildup, and there's an ad. We got I had
you gotta get that premium, man. You gotta get that YouTube
I'm
premium,
cheap. Man. This is full value, Dan. You know, we use other services to block stuff too, so that's all right.
Yeah, fair say.
So here is just more build up. It's maybe he did the ChatGPT video. That's what someone mentioned here. What is it? These are ChatGPT assisted videos. So, all right. So maybe he's like top 30 altcoins, and then call to action, still building up. And then we get into the token list. Now, to save us more time, in the comments, we can see the full list here. Read more. AVAX, Pangu, Mog, Fartcoin, Inu, Tau, Desync, Sky, Aave, Yule, I believe that's Euler Finance, Syrup, JTO, Jupiter, Radium, Arrow, and that doesn't seem like 30 though. That seems like half of that.
That does not seem like 30. However, those projects don't seem obscure at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
In my opinion, those projects actually are pretty solid. By the way, Kevin said he can't make it. He's busy. He'll jump on the next one. I guess we'll get back to that. But that's definitely not 30
no
token.
Mm-hmm.
Those are definitely some strong picks in my opinion. Just off the rip, like I'm seeing things like Cow. I'm seeing things like Pangu, right? AVAX. So that's interesting. So I feel like that gives a little bit of I'm more intrigued now to see the list because these seem like some solid picks. Will they get 30Xs by 2026? Not all of them, definitely. But let's see. Let's see. Most of those will pop. I actually agree that almost all of those have a good chance of popping. Mog, incredibly strong. Meme community. Jito, they were a unicorn in the Solana DeFi space. I guess we can break them down one by one. But off the rip, those I like this list, to be honest.
There are some strong picks, but I don't think any will 30x. You know, you can there is an opportunity, but we want to not wait till 30x to take profits. We want to find the momentum. We want to find out why people like it. What's the opportunity? How will the price go up? And when is the music going to stop? So those are all things you should consider, because if you've been in crypto long enough, you've round tripped. You held too long. You know that coins do not go up forever. And there's a point where like, oh, you should have sold. Yeah.
That's right. And the ones that I saw in that list, those are very established projects that have higher market caps than the rest of most of the altcoin market. So to hit a 30x, something has to be going absolutely crazy in the markets. Like we have to be in a raging bull alt season like we haven't seen before. If things like, I guess, Jupiter, things like Tau that are super high market caps, Pangu reclaimed 2 billion, I believe, yesterday, 2 billion in market cap. Right, so you can do the math on that. That's saying, I guess, Pangu is gonna go ahead and hit 60x, right? Or a whole bunch of stuff.
60 billion,
60 billion. Sorry, 60 billion in market cap, and that's pretty wild. So again, I don't think 30x, but I think those are strong picks. But yeah, so market has to be going crazy for those large caps to reach double-digit billions.
Again, strong picks. Very few will 30x. Very few. 5x is very reasonable for a lot of these, like this early into the alts market, with a lot of the regulation being positive and more people jumping into crypto. I'd say start taking some profit at 5x. You get 500%. That's pretty good.
That's great. That's great. Remember, profit is profit. Don't get greedy, because in the bull market, it's so easy to get greedy. Things are going up. It's like, oh, I still have another 5x left of runway. I still have another 10x left in there. And then before you know it, you beg held and you're sitting on less than you entered, right?
Yes.
So definitely do not get too greedy. Market presents great opportunities, and sell into the pumps, right? You don't have to hold the bag.
Absolutely. So we're looking at his list here. Oh, Superverse is in there. That's I guess his project, but and Black Hole too. Actually, that's what Kevin mentioned, and I didn't really understand until I saw the list right now. Are you a fan of their tokens? I wouldn't buy Super or Black. I'm not familiar with these at all. Do you have any background information on those?
I've never seen or explored or did due diligence on Black Hole. However, Superverse I've been aware of for the last year plus, which is basically they have GameFi communities. GameFi games, I believe, can come to Superverse, join their ecosystem, get exposure, get some players, get some testers, things like that. And I believe they have their super token, which I think they're going to try and make a sort of in-game token economy for different games on Superverse using super token, something like that. Community-driven effort. I always like that. I'm not buying any of it, but I honestly don't mind that pick, to be honest. It's down 50% all time, but I don't mind that pick. Why? Because you have a built-in KOL, one of the biggest in the space, that's always going to be pushing it.
Sorry, I gasped. I gasped when I saw like the TVL is only $78,000. That's nothing. I don't understand what it is though. If that's a TVL of like, I was like, what? I mean, the TVL could 30x, and he's pumping it. 61% of the circulating supply is out there. Like if 30x. Looking at that all-time chart, that's a stretch. That's a pretty big dream.
I think so. Can you pull up their deck screener? That way we could actually see like what's in the pools.
Sure. Let me go back.
That is quite low for something that's like, you know, in triple-digit million market cap.
Yeah, that's crazy low. And that's kind of a bold move. It's like, hey guys, guess what's going to 30x? My coins.
My token. My token is 30x. Buy now.
Get ready, fellas.
He's already made a bag off of Super for sure. Mm-hmm. And he talks about it. I mean, he's like, yeah, like just let's change my life, so on and so on. I'm sure he was making a lot of money for a while. Okay, liquidity, Super. There's Super and Black there's liquidity pool, and it actually does have, let's see, it does have 5 million. Okay, I see this here. So it's Super paired to Black. It has 6 million in liquidity, but that liquidity is both of his own token, right? Okay, so that's not like
that's not a thing.
So that 78K is actually seeming more accurate. It's seeming more accurate. Because it's just paired with his own token. It's not like it's paired with ETH or it's paired with USDC or like something that's like hard liquidity. He paired it together, so it looks like it's propped up a bit as far as like how deep the liquidity is. So I noticed that's a little funny.
That's a very premium move. That's a very pro move. You got to give it up to him. He's like, well done, well done.
Well, I'm gonna send it to you in the private chat here so that you can pull it up for the community to take a look at what I'm looking at. Mm-hmm. Here, if you want to pull that up, the deck screener link. So that's both of his tokens. And like I said, I never did research on Black Hole, but I have seen Superverse. But you can see here that the liquidity says 11.6 million, which would be super deep. If you want to scroll down, you can see exactly like how it's paired. Like you see how much Black is paired and how much Super is paired there. And right there. And it's 5.8 mil, right? And so that
6 days ago, goddamn.
Okay, this is a new pool, I guess.
Yeah.
But then, I guess interesting. So Black is actually trending on AVAX, it looks like, at number 2. So they definitely have some hype there. And like I said, the reason I don't mind these picks, I'm not going to buy, but the reason I don't mind these picks is because, as I mentioned, you have a built-in KOL and Leo. He's very well connected. And he's always going to be pumping it however he can. He's going to be making these top 30 lists and throwing in his project. He's going to be making dedicated videos. He's going to be at the conferences talking about it. He has a reach. He has respect in the game, and he knows other KOLs. He has money to spend on things like marketing. And I don't mind that pick personally, to be honest. But I see some funny stuff there, and I'm not buying.
So that's the tough part. So that's the pros and potential cons of it, where the token price heavily relies on one person. And if people don't like that person, or, maybe there's like a shady history there, it makes it more difficult to pump up. So there are pros and cons when it's fully relying on his influence. So that is something to consider. I'm personally not going to touch it. There are a lot of other coins I like. He did mention, obviously, the blue chips, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Coin, Hood, Sol, Hyperliquid. I actually have most of those. All of those, actually.
Yeah.
So those have been holding strong.
Industry leaders.
Mm-hmm.
I like Coin. I like Hood.
Yeah. They're making money. They're all making money. So those are like very profitable projects. And then, we have Superverse and Black Hole, which is a high gamble. But then we have AVAX. We're coming back to the last generation of the bull cycle coins. AVAX has been a strong layer 1, but it just hasn't had the action. I have some thoughts on that. Do you have any, Josh, based on your experience using AVAX or what they've been trying to do for the last few years?
Yes, I mean, AVAX, you got subnets. I was early user on AVAX back last bull run. Since last bull run ended, I haven't touched it again. I don't hold any. But the narrative around that is that AVAX is the ultimate gaming chain, GameFi chain, and that's where you see some of these GameFi enthusiasts like Leo Trades often talk about it. Guys like Alex Becker, who I believe he might also be one of the co-founders of Superverse or one of his other projects for sure. and they're doing that initiative together. But the thing that they share in common is their conviction in GameFi, and they see AVAX as the ultimate GameFi chain, GameFi hub. They have their subnets and different things that you can do. So they're saying that, you know, when GameFi really does get into its stride, AVAX will be one of the top beneficiaries, and AVAX is already well positioned to be the GameFi chain. So I think that's a cool narrative. But yeah, I don't have exposure in that because I'm not into GameFi. I think that that sector as a whole is in beta. I definitely think, of course, there's merit there. The idea of it makes sense with NFTs as collectibles and things like that, but we haven't seen it done in practice or well adopted to the point where it's like a real thing. I think it's still in beta. You got these play to earn sort of death loop feedback, negative feedback loops and death loops that you see with the token. The tokens end up trending to zero because people play the game for the token to sell the token. So we haven't seen it done properly in practice, and I'm not bullish on GameFi yet. We'll see what happens. Maybe after GTA 6 drops, we'll see some more creative things be put into practice, but I'm not holding my breath, and I'm not in the GameFi, so I don't have any advice. That's me.
I mean, there's a couple different GameFi things. You know, GameFi, like there hasn't been a game where you can hold the token and make money off it. And there's never any perps for any of the GameFi tokens because it keeps trending to zero. People are going to want to short it, and they're going to obviously profit. No one wants to take the other side of that bet. So, you know, we know GameFi, it's really, really hard to be profitable as a retail investor. It's not great. I mean, I was kind of bullish on AVAX a few years ago. They came to Taipei Blockchain Week in like 2023. They had a great presentation. They were like, yeah, we got these seed chains. We got JP Morgan onboarding. We got, I think they said Maple Story Universe at the time. We got like all these big names coming, and I was like super bullish, and then nothing happened. Full bear market, nothing happened. So I've been disappointed in the past with them, but they have a lot of money. They have a big treasury. They can still make things happen. You know, if anyone's going to get attention, AVAX could do that. And we know that you don't need a successful product to make money in crypto. You just need to build up enough hype around something.
I agree. I totally agree. And you see that time and time again. See, with GameFi, I feel like you always get that hype. You see these huge rollouts and launches, and people get super bullish, and they onboard all kinds of KOLs. But then when it finally comes to the game dropping, we're yet to see something that truly sticks and becomes like, I'll say, a staple in the space. I still don't think there's any true industry leader that's like onboarding Web2 gamers and doing a bunch of stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the one thing there. Not into GameFi.
Now we're going to shift to meme coins, but let's just take some comments real quick. We got this from Kevin. Murad Shield SPX 6900, close to a 2 billion market cap, believes in something. Yeah, he is amazing on TikTok. I follow him on TikTok. His videos kind of peer pressure you into passively buying SPX 6900. And I was like, he's doing a really good job. I saw the views, the likes, his engagement keeps going up. And I think he single-handedly brought that coin back to life. So
he grinded for that.
He grinded. This was for months.
He showed up every day. And he grinded.
And he never mentioned SPX 6900. He just kept giving like these really passive signs. You know, there's just a token floating around. He's like hashtag SPX 6900. It just I think just melted into people's minds to buy it, and it was successful, I guess. So strong community. So that's what makes SPX 6900 powerful, a strong community and someone who can bring that to the retail investors to see what's going on there. Now,
I love that. I love that. Coinsider Kevin also said, Calls communities are the future, right? If you want to pull that up.
That's true.
He said Calls communities are the future. I believe that's always been the case with crypto, and that's why I do like meme coins. The chart's looking.
So shocked by that chart. That's a nice chart. That's a nice chart,
man. SPX has been one of the strongest performers in the entire space. When you have a passionate community, guys like Murad's net worth is now like 60 mil. Damn.
Maybe I got to show up every day, just pick a one coin, all in on the community, and just keep pumping. It hit an all-time high. That is hard to do. A lot of
we haven't seen many coins do this.
Yeah,
We
that's
haven't seen
amazing.
this. It's sitting over all-time highs right now, and it's in price discovery from what that all-time chart looks like. It's in price discovery.
Yes.
Now, this is the power of what, like just like Kevin said, cults, communities, people who are going to show up every single day, like you see Murad doing for SPX. But beyond that, if you just go on CT and you're into the Solana meme, like your algorithm is set to like, the Solana trenches, you can't scroll too far without seeing something about SPX 6900. And that's what you want from a strong token, a community that's going to push, that's going to show. It's not about any special tech. They're not building a blockchain for, AI, gaming, VR. They're just a community, like Kevin said, that didn't give up and that shows up every single day. And that's the power of crypto, the power of meme coins. In a lot of ways, I think it's a feature that meme coins don't have any special tech, because you can't really put a value on it, right? The value is like to infinity as long as the community and the cult is strong. So that's what I find cool about that, and I like that pick. I actually held SPX, a small bag of SPX for the last I'll say 5-6 months. I haven't sold any. That's pretty cool. Nothing crazy, but
I leveraged in for a little bit, but then it stopped, lost out, and I was like, all right, I got out. That's
nice. Are you long on SPX?
I got a tough one.
So you
now, but I'm gonna bet against that. I'm not betting against that community. Like I would short.
Right. I'm not sure how it looks on your YouTube right now, but on my end, you are blurring out and getting choppy.
Oh. Let's see. Give that a second to catch up. I see.
Yeah, it's like that on your YouTube.
Let me see. My Wi-Fi isn't it?
It's like that on your YouTube as well.
Well, I'm gonna try and keep
All right.
By the end of November, I will become homeless. That is the worst way to invest. That's way too high stakes. You can't be living that fast and loose.
He's all in, man. He's all in.
So let's take a look at Destra
no
Network. 13 cents in the last 7 days. Not too great in the last month. Not bad. Up 44%. In the last year, down 43%. So let's find out, why are you investing in this? What is Destra Network? Empower the next gen AI with decentralized computing. Oh God, another one of these? Oh man.
You hear the sigh? You hear the sigh?
Just anything
Another
else,
one.
Anything else?
How many of these have we pulled up on these live streams? I feel like
there's so many. There's
every second project, AI deepen infrastructure, or just AI. Let's see, Destra Network. Let's see.
I mean, there's like not even a point to really look at this. There's just so many competitors. There just isn't enough demand, and it's just it's tough. It's tough. I would recommend taking some of that out and investing in something else.
That was an AI made site too, by the way. I can tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, man.
Oof. Okay. Daryl Jones,
good luck on that. Hope you get your
airdrops.
20x. That's a shot in the dark for me, and I wouldn't do that. That's so many projects. You can literally, I could pull up 20 projects right now. Speaking of 20x, that have that same that landing page looks the exact same with almost verbatim wording and everything like that. So definitely a oversaturated space, and you see projects like this just dropping every single day. And I'm bullish on AI. That's the thing. I am bullish on AI, but these type of projects in particular, you see them coming out every single day. I'm not sure how they still raise so much money. A lot of them are still raising tons of capital and deploying to the markets, but there's so many of them. And Destra Network, that's not my pick by any stretch. And it's tough. It's tough now.
Good luck. But this is one of the things where, like, sometimes you have to get input from other people. You got to find out, like, are there competitors? Is this a successful business model? Do they have anything that's going to get them that attention? Because right now, every coin is fighting for attention right now. And like SPX 6900, it's doing well because it has a strong community bringing in that attention.
100%. Exactly. Well said. You nailed it on the head.
Speaking of that, we can jump into his meme coin. First one is Pangu. And I'm a Pangu fan. I've been in Pangu since 0.15 cents, something like that, or less, or whatever.
What market cap?
Right now, I forgot. About 2 or 3 weeks ago.
That's nice.
I put a little bit of leverage, so it's been really good. The hype. I saw changing their profile to all companies, and people follow that hype. And I saw something happen with Dogecoin in the previous cycle. So you don't want to fade these. If you see the NFTs going, it was like, well, that coin price is probably going to go up.
Yeah.
I've been investing in Pangu for that very reason. Oh my! I try not to look that much because you get that dopamine. Too much dopamine. Yeah.
Yeah. Set it and forget it for a while. Yeah. No.
That's a great one. 400% this month.
Strong.
Damn. Yeah. So I was at 0.015.
I gotta come clean. I got the Pangu airdrop, and I sold right away. And that's just my.
It's about the same though. It's not that bad.
It's about the same right now.
Yeah.
It's doing strong. I do see it continuing. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Because Pangu and just Pudgy Penguins is now pretty much similar to what Doge was like last cycle or 2 cycles ago, is becoming just a mascot of crypto, right? And everything that the team is doing, I can't remember the founder's name. I have him on IG, but they're really cooking, right? You see them. Luca Nets, thank you. Luca Nets, you see them at like the New York Stock Exchange. They rang the bell. They got the Pudgy Penguin mascot at the New York Stock Exchange. They have, they got Coinbase, OpenSea, all these companies to
VanEck,
PFPs, VanEck, right? The Pudgies are pretty much everywhere, right? And now there's a token associated with that. When new people come to crypto, that's something that's recognizable. Chances are now Web2 people have seen that penguin. And it's like, oh, I recognize that cute little penguin. Oh, it's that big brand. And they're like, oh, how do I invest in it? They see the Pudgy Penguin NFTs, like, oh, I can't afford that. It's like 30, 40, 50 grand, right? But I can buy some Pangu, right? Which is only a couple cents. And so I feel like that psychology right there is very bullish for Pangu. And it's a cheaper way to invest than having to go all in on one JPEG, right? So I like Pangu for that reason. Oh, my camera's acting funny. I like Pangu for that reason. So yeah, incredible cult community. I see it continue on.
Yeah, and that's what makes a meme coin successful. It's the community. It's people, promoting it passively that want to be a part of it. It's the culture. It's the artwork. It's the events. And Pangu does that better than anyone else. So it is, in my opinion, going to be the Dogecoin of this cycle. It's going to be that thing that brings people into crypto. Now, again, with the coin price being 4 cents, we don't even have to care about market cap because that's what retail investors never look at. They see 4 cents like, oh, I could buy some Pangu. I could put a couple dollars in, have some Pangu tokens. And that's what we saw in Dogecoin in the last cycle. So I am long on Pangu. I think it's going to be one of the best performers in this season.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I have to switch to this uglier camera here. It's not picking up my main camera, but I'm still here. But yeah, Pangu, just anytime you see a community that's just everywhere or ready to ride for you, like we saw what happened with NBT. Kevin, if you're still in here, I know you remember that too. We saw what happened with NBT, right? They showed up, and the communities that show up the hardest eventually, inevitably find some sort of market share or find some sort of community, more people who are down to join that, So that's definitely one thing to watch out for. I see a similar one on his list. I see doing that is probably Fartcoin.
Yes. Yeah, that's another strong community. It wouldn't be surprising to see that on Robinhood, and then the Robinhood degens get into that once if they start listing more coins, which I think they announced that they do plan to do to increase their crypto exposure on their platform. So it wouldn't be surprising to see any of these meme coins on there with these diehard communities.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got some comments from Brand. Doge not dead yet. SHIB got burning. There's a lot of different things. Obviously Doge has been a staple. It's been trending upwards. But you can't ignore like the momentum some of these other coins are having. So that's why we want to look at like what are these other coins doing different? How are they gaining momentum? What is the community sentiment? So we want to look for these things, and those can create the biggest opportunities.
Agreed. I agree. Doge isn't dead by any stretch. I think Doge is still bound to have like a proper run, a proper rip. I prefer new coins than Dino coins, but I feel like things like Doge can be important to have in your portfolio. Can definitely do well. A lot of different factors. Can't forget even that government initiative is named after Doge, and they are OG. SHIB, apparently SHIB too. People are saying SHIB is gonna make a crazy comeback along with Doge, that they move hand in hand. I'd never had SHIB. I missed SHIB. But yeah, I can see Doge making a strong comeback as well.
But in my portfolio, I don't have any exposure there for the meme coin stuff.
Either.
I'm heavy Pangu.
Yeah, Pangu. I like that. I like that pick a lot. Maybe I'll buy some in. Usually, anytime I sell a token, I always feel some sort of way in my stomach, unless it's Bitcoin or ETH. I feel some sort of way about buying it back. I like to just like, it feels like I'm texting my ex and saying I miss you. I just don't do that. You know what I mean? That's just what you don't do.
Yeah, you got to move on.
But,
you got to learn to
move on. You got to move on. So yeah, that's the thing there. But I may get some more Pangu now that I see. It just makes sense, man. It just makes sense. I don't want to miss.
So we'll throw in some comments here. So thanks for anyone showing up and engaging. We'll answer your comments as we jump through these things. Ghost says Onyx, please. So Onyx in the last month has gone up 45%. If the last year, pretty good overall since 2022. Not too great. Not too great. I have no idea what. Oh man, I did not know I was not on the chart. All right. So in the last day, not much in the last week. In the last month, 46%. And overall, not great. Overall, not great long term. So let's find out what Onyx coin is. I have no idea what this is. Do you have any experience with this one, Josh?
No idea what this is.
Okay. Onyx is an infrastructure for multi-asset, scalable, and cryptographically secure ledger. Onyx functions as a blockchain-based technology that enhances financial ecosystems by enabling more efficient and interconnected economy with a mission to develop. This sounds super boring and not going to get any attention. So, it's an attention economy. Let's take a look at the website. We'll find out.
Let's take a
basically,
look.
Some boring stuff right now. Launch
Modular.
app. So they're staking.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
14.5% APR.
Which doesn't really matter, but if there's value there, cross-border secure Onyx coin ecosystem bridge. I don't know about this one, man. Like, you got to think like, what's going to bring this attention? Like, are they generating any revenue? This one's bad.
AI
it could do well,
wallet.
But yeah.
What are they trying to do? I'm trying to see. So they have an AI agent. They have a wallet. Are they just trying to be like a hub for different? Is it like? So I'm not sure what it is. Is it tools?
So whenever you go into an application and you launch the app, if the first thing you see is staking, it's not going to be good. That means there's no purpose to be there. They don't have like a product for you to do. There's like no revenue they're generating from you specifically. There's no service. It's like, hey, stake will give you some interest, and we'll see what happens with that coin at the end of the cycle.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not a fan. Obviously, short term could do well, but it's not something that I would like put.
I don't.
My interest in my attention.
I don't see any special edge, Dan. I'm not seeing any special edge. Why am I going with Onyx over any other of these farms? There's 100 places to allocate the capital. I got to see some sort of special edge. Either it's like an insane community, and it can't be that insane because we've never heard about Onyx, or either it's like a super fast tech or groundbreaking something. You have to have some sort of an edge because you can go stake tokens anywhere and everywhere across tons of blockchains, right? And you can go ahead and use wallets and smart wallets in different ways. So if I'm not seeing a special edge, then I'm not interested off the rip, because now crypto is more and more saturated. You need to go with projects that have an edge on the market, whether it's an established community that they've built up, or whether it's some proprietary tech or something like that. That's my opinion.
And even if it's good tech, it doesn't mean it's going to get attention and the price is going to go up. You know, like
exactly.
I have like no interest in Eigenlayer or Chainlink and stuff like that, because you know, they have a service, but these days they don't get the same type of attention other projects do that have that hype, that have something more tangible that you could either do with a token, or that has that strong community where everyone's building it up. So
agreed.
You know,
agreed.
It's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Dan, I want to get your take on this most recent comment. I like Brand, what he just mentioned, because I've talked about this quite a bit, and I think you have briefly as well. Praxis. Do you want to pull that up?
Praxis. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
all right.
I joined the community. I didn't know what to do in there. I didn't know how to like get started. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, so it's cult style. Honestly, the community there, it actually did give me a little bit of vibes from the 2021 sort of like Olympus, whitelist, pre-sale cult, like roles are like sacred and like it's a special thing. I thought that was kind of funny. I think it's a little dated, and a lot of people are like, this is weird. And you see people doing like just different sort of, what's the word for it? They're like role playing, right? Talking like they're from like ancient Rome and telling stories and stuff like that. So you have to do little tasks. There's like hidden tasks that'll get you new roles in their Discord and move you up. Although that stuff is weird, from my experience, anytime that they have this sort of weird sort of community process within the Discord, it's always done really well. To be honest, I won't lie. Rome DAO, that was a pre-sale I got into. We actually got 1,000x. 100x from pre-sale.
I mean, still pretty good. Still pretty good.
Yeah. Sorry, 100x on some good capital, and then Olympus DAO, which was like a staple in DeFi back in 2021. So this kind of gives me some of the vibes just from the community standpoint, just because you asked that question about the community. So if that means anything, that was bullish. But what definitely means something is the fact that they've raised over $500 million, 540 to be exact. And then from who they've raised it from is what got my attention. You got Sam Altman, right? He made ChatGPT, OpenAI, as we know.
WorldCoin.
You have, exactly. We have A16Z, one of the top tech accelerators, in history. And you have Paradigm, one of the top crypto VCs in the space. And then underneath those, you have all of their friends and stuff like that, right? So deep resources, deep capital. That's because they're trying to build a massive project, which is they're trying to build an entire city, right? Very ambitious project. I will say there's been other projects that have tried to build like a city or civilization in a neighborhood. None of them have ever made it. If that's telling you anything.
But this has a chance.
This one has a chance, in my opinion, and with everyone backing it and with everything that they've put together so far, definitely worth a look, in my opinion. And I'm currently trying to farm for that airdrop. So, did you get into the community? Is that something that you're following and farming a little bit?
I joined the Discord, but once I joined, I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So it's like, you joined a video game. Was like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what's the next step.
So you pretty much, next step is you navigate to this one channel and you give an introduction. It takes your location information. So, hey, I'm in Texas or whatever. And then you give an introduction to the creator community. I think it might be called the Outer Hall or something like that. Okay. And then once you have that, one of the mods will manually give you a role. And then you're into like the lobby of the community. Then there's another one to get into where you have to like do a write-up and different things like that. So there's like a few doors you have to get into, and they make it that like cult sort of secret society style. So interesting project there. And I think that's worth a look. Stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to drop a video on them actually later today. I think it's going to go up on King Capital. After my top 15 airdrops video, I'm going to drop.
Are you dressing up? Are you dressing up like a Roman for that
video?
No,
I'm going to be wearing the same outfit I'm wearing now. I'm just going to record it after this, actually. But that would be funny. Going above and beyond a lot of the times helps you with these pre-sales or these whitelists or airdrops. But I don't see myself doing that just yet, man.
All right, it could be extra engagement bait for them. You know,
they'll
help build you up.
Yeah, it could
so
be.
500
Maybe
million, 500 million, too little for a city. I mean, it depends where you build that city. Maybe you create a partnership with an existing city to have a little power. Maybe you just use 500 million to buy some politicians. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to do it.
Go to Nigeria, man. You can buy a lot of land. The money goes far in Nigeria. So who knows? Maybe they could be doing it in, like you said, 500 mil isn't this, goes further depending on where you are, right? So we don't know how they're putting it together, and we don't know if they're done raising different initiatives they can get, or whatever country they're planning to do this in. Maybe they can get some sort of stimulus from them. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's an interesting project, to say the least. Ambitious.
Absolutely. All right, Praxis. Dragon Ball radar. Dragon Ball scale. Where you at? Where you at with Praxis on that Dragon Ball radar?
Ooh. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put Praxis at. I'm gonna give it a Kid Gohan, not Team Gohan. I'm gonna give it a Kid Gohan. So Gohan
potential not yet unlocked.
Exactly, his potential is still locked. He can't even go Super Saiyan 1 yet. Just the one that was like on Namek, with his little cut. So that version of Gohan, hidden potential in there, perhaps. Definitely has all the tools, the ingredients. He has Goku, he has Piccolo. Yeah, he's around great fighters. Just same way that Praxis has Sam Altman, he has A16Z, around great people, has all the ingredients, the potential's there. We got to see how it fights when it's game time. So I give it Gohan.
Absolutely. I agree. That was like so well said. That's like, it has the potential. It hasn't done anything yet, but it comes from good stock. It has the potential. It has the capabilities. It's not some rando with like, all right, I'm gonna build this thing. I have no experience, no connections, and I'll figure it out. But they have the right team.
Yeah, exactly.
So while we're there, by comparison, Onyx. Oh, this is a Yamcha to me. This is on the ground. It's like he's struggling. He's trying his best. He had a pretty good month. He got a few hits in, but long term, it's like, oh, you don't want to hang out with Yamcha.
Nah. I agree with you completely. That's a Yamcha to me. Until further notice, until more info, that's a Yamcha.
Yeah, lots of the market is pumping, even though 45% is good. A lot of the market kind of did that already.
Yeah. Someone said no, it's been 14 days. But yeah, that's got to be a Yamcha. Until further notice, Yamcha could still, I guess, go into the hyperbolic time chamber, get stronger. But as it stands right now, not a strong fighter.
Yeah, I've been watching, for some reason, maybe it's because we've been chatting about this, Dragon Ball Z review clips on TikTok, where it's just like these two guys, and they're just recapping different things in a hilarious way. And there was this one where they talk about Yamcha in the hyperbolic chamber, and they're just shitting on him compared to like Vegeta, where it's like he's crawling on the floor, he's struggling. Where it's like, why didn't they put that button on the floor? Like,
Yeah, no, that's hilarious. Yeah, Yamcha's just not that guy, man. He hasn't been that guy since Dragon Ball. So it just is what it is. I don't see Onyx becoming that guy either.
Yeah. So as for these meme coin plays, I think they're solid. I wouldn't bet on all of them. I'd always pick like, a couple and find out like why you like it. I wouldn't just pick one out of the dark, But from these, I love Pangu. That's my personal opinion. I haven't looked that much into Pepe Mog. I know Fartcoin has that crazy diehard community that loves to meme it. But for myself, I think Pangu is going to be the most successful of these memes.
Yeah, I like that pick. I like that statement that you made, Pangu being the strongest of those. It has all the ingredients to do that, and it's already performing very well. And just the Pudgy Penguin brand right now is just unstoppable. So that's a good pick, right? And we got Abstract dropping.
Here, Tao.
Yeah, we have Abstract dropping decently soon. I kind of want to see how Pengu's going to do with Abstract being out, because I know they're tightly connected. Pudgy Pengu's in the Abstract blockchain. So that's interesting to me. But yeah,
absolutely. Lots of hype in the Abstract airdrop very likely coming, because They want to hold that attention. They want users. They want to be the consumer product for crypto users, and Pangu, like their gateway.
Exactly.
So AI, we got Taobot, which I don't know, and Desync I don't know. I know Tao. They have a lot of massive backers. Like, I'm not against that pick. I don't know the other two.
I only know Tao as well. I don't know Taobot.
Yeah,
pull them up.
You know how we mentioned, like, oh, there might be a few unknown coins that might have a undisclosed shill. We'll see what happens. Let's see what Taobot is. So I'm gonna pull them up. But Tao has a massive ecosystem. You know, if you're not familiar with Tao, it's BitTensor. They do decentralized AI. If one of the AI subnets learns something, that can be set to all the different subnets out there. They are backed by a lot of traditional finance. They even have like some stocks that are kind of like MicroStrategy gateways for traditional finance to invest in there. So Tao, I think, has a chance. They have the most solid backing when it comes to AI products, and again, probably one of the highest market cap ones. So that is BitTensor Tao. We are going to look up Taobot. $45 million market cap. All right, we got Josh. He's back. There we go. Josh, welcome back. No worries.
Appreciate it. Hit the back button. My bad.
No worries. I'm getting a little feedback.
Ooh. I don't know what I did last time.
Right now, we're looking at Taobot. Oh, still feedback. We'll wait for a moment.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Feedback?
Testing. No, I think we're in the clear.
All right, perfect. Okay.
But I think it's coming from your... I think it's coming from the microphone is now set to your computer instead of the mic.
That's probably why.
Clear. Yeah. Oh, no, now we got feedback again.
Feedback again.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I switched positions of my mic.
Testing. Sounds no feedback right now.
Testing. Damn. All right, continue on for now. I'm gonna get my AirPods. Go crazy.
Okay, so let me this down. So we got Taobot. Taking a look at the chart, not that bad. It's approaching its new all-time highs. We're gonna figure out what this thing is. The future of AI decentralized is BitTensor. So it looks like a trading platform where you can trade different subnets, and it's just like a DeFi product specifically for Tao, which isn't that bad. So I'm not against that pick. Not against that pick at all. I just wasn't familiar with it. Let's find out what the Desync is. And we're going to bring that up. And this is one of his AI picks. Wait, didn't we go over Destro Network earlier? Desync website. Oh, yeah. That's one of his picks? This is terrible. This is a terrible pick. Oh, no. Yeah, this might be one of those sponsored ones secretly. I'm not saying it is, but there is no merit to this project. You know, decentralized computing, there's so many different projects doing the exact same thing. So I would not touch that one. Let's see. While we're here, let's go over through some of the comments. Oh, he's not back yet. How PaddleFi works steady teddies? That is a great question for Josh, because he's more into the Bearer ecosystem, and I'm not familiar with what's going on there. Brand says August could be dumping month. It could be. It could be. A lot of the momentum is there. People are saying Bitcoin's going to go to 250K. I'm not against that. But other people are bullish. Some people are bearish. You know, that's just what you're going to get in any type of investing. Welcome back, Josh.
Thank you. I saw some Steady Teddy talk.
Yes,
Paddlefy.
Here we go. I'm not familiar with Paddlefy at all. Any thoughts?
Yeah, so pretty useful platform. It's your, your not run of the mill, but your lending and borrowing platform on Chain, one of them at least. What makes that one interesting is that you can put up some of the more popular Chain NFTs as your collateral. So on Paddlefy, you can supply your Steady Teddy. You can supply your Steady Teddy and borrow some Bearer against it, right? Which you run the risk of getting your Teddy liquidated, but you can borrow some capital without selling your Steady Teddy. Maybe you need some capital in a pinch, or you want to do something else. You can also supply other tokens and earn a APY for doing so. So that's just one way to kind of go about it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Paddle tokens.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing to do, especially if the markets are pumping and you're betting on the ecosystem. So if you are going to take a loan against your NFT, you have to believe in that ecosystem for the price to go up. So that is something you might want to do if we are in a bull market and you see that trend happening. That's just another way to get a little bit of leverage where you can start earning a little bit more.
Exactly. If it lines up that way, I know that the Chain ecosystem incredibly passionate. Still one of my favorite communities, despite their early price action. Chain community. The reason I'm still there, the reason I'm still big on the Teddy ecosystem and the Teddy community is because of the community. They're super passionate. They show up every day, and like we just talked about with some other example projects like SPX, Pangu, it has that sort of vibe, that stickiness, that people that are always posting on X every single day about it and just posting crazy things and showing up every day. So that's why I still have my Teddy, and I think it's going to do quite well. That's one of my my gambles picks for the bull run for sure. I can see it doing some X's, not a shill here, but I just love the community. And even just like posting on X, right? I post on X. A lot of my engagement will be from the Teddies. I post something about the Teddies and they all rally to that tweet, retweets, likes, quotes, all this stuff. The Steady Teddy account itself will reply to you, repost you, and everyone sort of rallies around you. So I like communities like that.
That's a strong community. So that's something you want to look for if you are going to get into like an NFT project. Most die pretty quickly, but if you have a strong community that can even last through a bear market, then you have something.
Exactly. So it hits my criteria, but the market will be the market. We'll see how it plays out. But to me, it hits all that criteria: community, and just how active they are. So.
Okay, well, let's go for a few comments and we'll jump into the rest of the list. Are you familiar with QuickSync? It's the new alpha. I'm not familiar with this one, and I couldn't find it on CoinMarketCap.
I don't know. I know QuickSwap. I was thinking of QuickSwap. I don't know QuickSync.
Yeah, that's a Polygon. And Polygon.
Exactly. Yeah.
Has been rough. Should have just had Bitcoin. Yeah.
It's been real quiet.
And I remember Polygon said they have like $1 billion treasury. It's like, well, that means they've been selling. They've been selling a lot of their token if they have $1 billion treasury.
$1 billion treasury. That's insane. Some of these dead crypto projects have so much money. Ooh, the play is dropping a crypto project, man. That's the play. Raise capital.
Cardano buying or proposal for 100 million of buybacks in Bitcoin. So they had this,
insane.
They proposed selling Cardano for Bitcoin, which makes sense if you want to survive.
Makes sense if you want to have a good portfolio.
Yeah. And we've all made that mistake where you kind of held something and it did not outperform Bitcoin. So you want to hold things that grow in value. And very few coins do that long term. So in this cycle, we want to find those opportunities, sell, hold Bitcoin in the long term, or at least, take some profits off the top. We don't have to round trip everything.
Exactly, at least. Thoughts on Pangu? That reminds me of Bolo, but Pangu. I've never heard that. That's a funny name. What is that?
Was this a Pangu or meme coin on Abstract? Let's see. We'll find it. Oh yeah, there's only contracts. There's no official coin yet out or listing on CoinMarketCap. It's up like a lot in the last 24 hours, but this is something we can't really talk about because it might not be here next week.
Might not be here tomorrow. Is that your coin? Matter of
Yeah.
fact, whoever commented that, are you?
It
The
might
founder?
be. No, but
Are you the
Viniac's been
founder?
in the chat. He's been in the chat for a couple of events. So
okay,
I'm not. I want to like.
I should have recognized.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the name. I didn't look at the name. I know Viniac. I've seen Viniac around the chat. Appreciate you, Viniac.
Yeah. He shows up in the chat. We're gonna answer his questions.
Yeah, no, we trust Vinny.
So we're gonna say, guys, first of all, thanks for both of your work. I appreciate it very much. My boring question to you: what are your thoughts of holding long term some LTC without leverage? I'd rather have Bitcoin. Yeah. It's been underperforming Bitcoin forever. Yeah.
It's a legacy token. It's a legacy token. It's a Dino legacy token. Salute to Litecoin, but I wouldn't have any conviction in that. I'd rather hold BTC for sure.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. Bitcoin is a much easier hold. I know Litecoin had a pretty good week, but I'd rather not touch it. It's going to have its moments, especially in a bull market, but once it starts underperforming Bitcoin, you have to sell, and you're not gonna know when to sell. So in the long term, you're just gonna underperform what's happening with Bitcoin. So I know it doesn't sound great. We want to get rich right away. We want to buy coins we can afford, but as someone who's invested in Litecoin in the past, I would not do that again.
It used to be part of the big three back in the OG crypto days, the OG altcoin days. It's like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. You see those as the big three back in the day. But now look at how they've grown up and developed since then. Litecoin is not a contender, in my opinion. Look at what Ethereum has done, made all these blockchains and things like that. Bitcoin, of course, the original, the digital gold. I just don't see Litecoin having – it already, to me, has proven not to be on the same level. I wouldn't buy it. Simple.
Yeah, and even Ethereum, it's great. It's performed well, but it has underperformed Bitcoin. It has not hit new all-time highs. So we want to look at these lessons and take the appropriate risk.
Right. ETH has had a strong last couple of days and weeks, but yeah, it's been underperforming Bitcoin for a while. And it's so funny that Bitcoin is considered, the safe haven when it comes to crypto. And it sounds boring. It's like, I'm probably not going to get much returns. But then over the span of time, outperforms like pretty much the entire market, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lesson.
So it's just something to consider. 100%. So Ika is doing an M drop. What do you think? So M drops are a way for projects to not release your entire airdrop. Where it's like, you have to stake, or you'll get a little bit now, or if you do want to get all of it, you have to pay this penalty fee that they've been doing on Sui, which sounds great for the protocol, but terrible for people who get the airdrop. So I hate M drops actually for a user, for the experience, because by the time everything unlocks, that token is down significantly. So I'm not a fan. Hopefully everyone does well, because I know a lot of people had to invest to get the airdrop, which is kind of just an ICO, which is very indirect. So good luck. I did not participate in Ika for this, even though I'm big on the Sui ecosystem. I just wanted to not participate in this one just because of how it was set up. And Viniac says the other token was teased by the Abstract CEO and teased a new toy. So maybe
I had a quick comment on the M drop.
Go ahead.
I had a quick comment on the M drop before we continue past that. I hate that. I hate that they did that.
It's terrible,
I hate
right?
that personally, because the way that their pretty much their airdrop campaign was rolled out, you were actually encouraged to spend Sui to upgrade your NFT, and that Sui that you spent to upgrade it, you don't get back. So it's locked in. It's locked into the NFT, which Ika pretty much was able to raise a crazy amount of Sui. First of all, from, of course, like their contributors, VCs and such, but then from the community with this airdrop campaign where you buy the NFT and you pay to upgrade it. And some users really got really just bought into that game of like, I need to upgrade, spending lots of Sui. One of my friends actually dropped a lot of Sui on their NFT to upgrade it to get these keys. You get these squid keys, and it unlocks more things to pretty much hopefully get you a bigger allocation. So that being said, there's people who And this is without the criteria that it's even going to be an M drop or how it's going to roll out. And so some people really bought into this, and they were farming this for months and spending, dozens of thousands of dollars. And then now they hear that, when it does come to airdrop time, it's an M drop. So I would be a little bit disappointed to hear that. I'm not sure about how the multiples are going to be or how the return is going to be for your fees spent, but I would be discouraged to hear about that. That's just my opinion. I just wanted to drop that in before we move past eco.
No, that's something that I've covered. That's a good take because it's literally it's an indirect ICO.
Exactly.
Because they don't have a working product. Other airdrops, you earn it from using a working product, and it's just not available yet. So there were a couple of red flags for me. I know a lot of people support it, but you don't. When so many people support something and they're investing in it, they don't want to hear bad news. So I'm like, all right, well, you guys go do that. I'm just not going to talk about it.
Yes, and I'm glad that's one that I didn't drink the Kool-Aid on, because my friend, as I mentioned, he drank the Kool-Aid and he went pretty heavy. I think he ended up putting something like close to 40% of his portfolio value into this, because he just got so entrenched into the game, so entrenched into I need to level up my airdrop. And then before you know it, he's like, man, this is the play. Like this is I'm gonna make it play. I said, oh man, like I'd never drink the Kool-Aid. I hope it works out, but it sounds like a lot of Kool-Aid being drank. So he put, I think, something like maybe like 30 grand into this to rise up on the leaderboard, and we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, with no working product, because all right, well, if the product is good, it's going to generate revenue. You're getting a cut of those points, and you're pretty much just getting some of the revenue back in the airdrop, and that makes sense. But the way they did it, it's
if there's demand for it. If there's demand for it and usage for it. So we have to see that. That's the thing, like you just nailed it on the head. That's the thing with projects that are raising funds without delivering a product. You kind of have to hold your breath. Like by the time it releases, people might not like it, people might not use it, but they already have your money. So I like product first projects where it's like, hey, we have this amazing tech. Come look for yourself. If you want to be involved, here's how to participate. Right, rather than just give us money now and this is what we're building, you'll see it later on. So
awesome.
That's the one thing with that.
Yeah, so good luck to all ECA investors. We'll see what happens, and I feel like everyone's going to want to exit, but that M drop really holds them to it, so they're not going to be able to sell. So it's not something I would short just because we don't have like that insane sell pressure, and it's not something I want to long unless it's like a really good product.
Yeah, so it seems like some sort of price when you hear M drop or just like vesting. It's pain, but it's like a price protection system, right? To stop sell pressure. Like if everyone dumps, of course the price is that chart's gonna be ugly. But if you can't dump it all at once, at least they can try to sustain some certain levels, right? So I think that's interesting.
Absolutely. So we are at over an hour now. There are a couple more, but maybe we'll just what do we like, what do we not like from the rest of this list? Aave, Euler, Syrup, Cheeto, Jupiter, Radium, and Arrow. So these are different DeFi products on different blockchains. For myself, none of these I'm invested in or super excited about, but they're all established and can do very well. That's just my take, but not.
Can you give us your top
significant take?
Can you give us your top three from what you're looking at? Yeah.
All right. If we're just looking at DeFi, my top three, I know Syrup has been killing it. I know Aave everyone just kind of uses that, but that there's not a lot of demand for the token. Arrow strong with base. This is tough. This is a top three because I don't know what's really going to stand out the most. It's really a split between Solana and base here, as we have coins that are on Solana or Arrow on base. I'm not a fan. I don't have a top three. These are all.
If you had to buy three of these, which ones would you go to? You have no choice. Dan, here's 10,000. You have to buy three of these coins. Which ones are you
on the spot? On the spot. All right.
On the spot.
I'd probably go with Aave, Syrup, and Arrow.
Nice.
That would be my pick.
Nice.
But
Different
they're
picks
all
than
like
me.
pretty close. They're all pretty close.
Yeah.
I think they're
Yeah.
bigger on Solana. The other ones are kind of bigger on the Solana ecosystem.
Yes. My 3 from that pick would be Tau, Arrow, and I gotta say.
We've missed Tau. Oh, I thought we were just looking at DeFi because.
Oh, sorry, just DeFi. Oh, my bad. I was just looking at everything that was on, that was visible.
Yeah.
Okay, DeFi only. Then Arrow. I was gonna mention Arrow as well. Jupiter, just because of just the Solana trading activity, and then we got. I'm with you on Aave. I'm not a crazy fan of them because they just get forked time and time again on every single chain. Everyone just stole their tech and ran off rather than Aave
it's hilarious.
It's terrible. Rather than Aave being like a central hub, they should have licensed it or something because these new Aave drops. Every chain has their own Aave now. Every chain. We just talked about Paddlefy, right? Aave was the first one to do that.
That's an Aave. Yeah, that's an Aave for probably.
There's an Aave on every single blockchain. That's a new play. Dan, if you want to drop a project, we could just fork Aave. Next new blockchain's coming out. Try to raise some money. Bada boom, bada bing.
Abstract, Mega ETH. We'll be right there. But we
we'll
can't
be
protect
over
any
there.
capital. We just
That's
I don't know, man. We don't do security.
That's the one thing. It is the OG of it. I love their tech. But yeah, they just get forked over and over and over again. That's why originally I was bullish on Deepin just as a concept. Right now, I believe it's still just in beta, but I was bullish on it because I'm like, man, people can fork Aave on any chain. Good luck forking, a physical infrastructure, right? So I'm like, okay, this is interesting because crypto is just code. Like it's open source and people can just fork a bunch of projects. So a lot of the time, super creative innovation just gets stolen, to be honest, and repurposed.
It's very quick, yeah. People they copy everything. Polymarket, there's all these Polymarket clones on every chain. But there's just not enough volume to get users over there. So they want to be where like they can actually get a good trade.
Exactly. So of course, ETH, strong OG blockchain. Aave is the leader of lending and borrowing on ETH. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Those are my 3 then, I guess. Aave, Jupiter, Arrow from that list.
All solid. They're all solid. I think they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna underperform in this market. They're gonna all do pretty well.
I say those definitely rise with the tide. Unless the rest of the market is hitting 10x's, 20x's, I don't think you're gonna see those big X's. But definitely, I believe those projects are gonna perform well, and you're not gonna see them correct 99%, right? Like some of these obscure sort of trench tokens.
Right. Like, I think we're on the same page here. Like, they'll do well. They're not going to be one of the all-stars. We're like, oh, I should have got in on this one. It's going to do well, but, it's not like our top picks.
Yeah, I like them because they have demand. They're already proven concepts. They have communities, and it actually makes sense to use. Like, I use those regularly. Like, Jupiter, more times than not, your swaps are routed through Jupiter. I like their trading tools. Arrow, similar situation, but for base. And base, I think, is definitely on the come up, and so I think those are easy picks. Somebody pitched another coin.
Let's close it out with these last 2 comments. Retail DAO. Now, Retail DAO, we got Kevin. He's grinding. He's doing a lot of work there. We're still part of Retail DAO, but less active there, just because it's hard to really grow a token from scratch. Like, we really need the community behind it, and with the value incentives, it gets tough. So he'd really have to treat it like a meme coin and community rather than at least that's just in my opinion, than a utility token, because if you treat it as a meme coin, it can go a lot further than something with utility. Because if you think meme coin, like, okay, you think community first, you think utility is like, if no one's going to buy into this, I don't want to buy it. So it's a different mindset for investors.
Yeah, I agree there. Retail DAO, shout out to Kevin, Kevin, Coinsider. He's really pushing hard. He's been grinding that for a while.
Yeah.
Dad and I have been around the Retail DAO from the early days. Congrats on 1 mil market cap. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a DAO. Again, what I like to see is an edge, just I guess some constructive feedback. I'd like to see the edge, versus other options in the market. Like I mentioned earlier on in the stream, maybe there's like some special alpha, maybe there's some sort of something, that's a differentiator from your alpha group or from your DAO or from something else. So just I need to see. I like retail DAO and I like their pace, but I think to really get ahead and to get a vicious sort of buy pressure or like momentum or hype around the token, got to have that edge, whether it's a special tech differentiating factor or just a community that's really, really crazy. So I need to see.
If they hit a 10 million market cap, we might be back. If it hits a 10 million market cap.
I definitely think that's possible. I definitely think they can do that. Just depends on the execution and things like that. So shout out to the retail DAO. I'm still, I guess I'm still active there a little bit, but not like before. We've just been busy building other things. So my capital and my attention is in other places where I think can, go a bit further.
I honestly didn't know how you had time for this stream because you're working on a lot of different things right now. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Man. I've seen the progress you've been making with these other things. Like, I don't know how you have the time.
Me either, to be honest. I think during the bull market, I'm cutting my sleep in half. There's so much money on the table. There's so many opportunities coming out. There's lots that we're building, and it's definitely important to have like a good organized schedule because you can forget things and you can forget plays or even deadlines to do some airdrop criteria or to get into a pre-sale, or you want to do this. We're building out things ourselves. So I think just pacing my day has been like an important thing. And even you guys out there as investors, I recommend getting like an agenda, whether it's like a physical one or whether it's like Google Keep, something that you use just to stay organized and have a visuals on just all your plays, your investments, and things that you don't want to forget. So
I forgot to short the pump launch. I was like, I forgot to short that. I was like, I look at the chart. I was like, every time I look at the chart, it's just all regret I didn't short it.
Yeah. So just like little simple things like old school things like setting reminders, stuff like that goes a long way in a bull run. Because I remember the 2021 bull run, I get FOMO sometimes being away from my computer, from Twitter for a few hours. It felt like sometimes if you were away and missed what was going on Discord, on Twitter for a few hours, you could have just missed out on some generational wealth or a big play back during the NFT boom, back during Ohm Fork season, back during all those times where money was seemingly just being printed. It feels like we're slowly potentially creeping back into a strong alt season and even an NFT season. So definitely don't want to miss anything. So that's why during a time like that, I'm away from things like retail DAO and just more sort of entrenched in the markets. Whereas in a more cooler time, I like places like retail DAO, chill, sort of talk about what's going on with everything. Oh, damn.
That's a pump on
you were
chart.
going to short. Okay. Where were you going to short from?
Probably BitGet, but
no, I mean like
there's still an opportunity.
At what price were you looking?
Like short? A day or two after, because like the first day is like all the liquidations, and then you have that long-term drop. So that's what I wanted to do, and I just forgot about it.
That would have been nice. Damn.
Because they said everything was unlocked day one. I was like, all right, I know you guys are selling.
Say no more. That would have been an easy short, and that would have printed too. So there'll be more opportunities though.
Yes.
There'll be more opportunities.
So last question, but we'll save this for next time or our own videos. I'm actually going to work on a video. Your top 5 holding coins for this cycle and top 2 gambles. Look forward to that video on my channel. Look forward to that video on Josh's channel. Links to his stuff are in the description already, so you'll find them very easily. Be sure to give him a follow and subscribe.
Appreciate that. Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me, Dan. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Like and subscribe.
Good chatting. Yes. Thanks everyone. And this is the in-stream stuff. And then we'll just